Hello, welcome. This is a short demo of an experiment called Spark. Spark helps you create a front-end app with React on top of a SPARQL endpoint. It also helps you to decouple the components from the SPARQL query. It abstracts away, piecing together the SPARQL query, and it allows you for each component to specify what piece of data you need. So, what does that look like? So we have a we have a normal app here where we have a main, and inside the main we have a Pokemon list. So let's go into the list, and here we have 2 times the usage of use Spark. Here's one, and it shows a nice type, and there is number 2. Shows the type also. And interestingly enough, we have here 5 properties: IRI, label, Sino number, image, and type. And inside this SPARQL fragment, we have only a variable type. So how does this work? So this is the cool thing: you can have tiny parts of component and require a specific predicate and save it into a certain name. And so if we hover over the type here, well, we'll do it here because here it's written like so. You can see the whole type, and that's pretty cool. And so what we can do, we can, for example, remove the Sino number. It now becomes red because it doesn't know this string. We hit save. It takes a little while. Or maybe, I don't know, there are still some compiler issues. So let's try it this way. Yeah, now it works. So we can hover over this Pokemon now, and the thing is gone. And we go back to the optional thing. We hit save. And now the type is back again. So this is really cool. So notice we can use optional to have an optional type in TypeScript. And we can also have plural things, and the plural is, we can see that here. So you can have multiple types, and so we do that by saying, using the question mark. So if it's a $sign, it means singular. If there is a question mark, it's multiple. So the useSpark hook has 2 arguments. The first one is the SPARQL fragment. You can write here what you would normally put in between the curly brackets from select star where and then curly brackets. So everything within the curly brackets. And then the second part is like dynamic stuff. So this must always be a string, but the second part can be dynamic. So we have a limit, order direction. We also can specify the order by property. Currently, maybe in the future it will be so that you can have multiple properties. And then we can also add just a little bit of SPARQL, and in this case we are doing a filter on the type. So yeah, basically how does this thing work when you would start to use it? The first step would be to configure it with the Spark compiler. Currently you can have only one source, but in the future you can have multiple. You specify the endpoint, you specify some prefixes, and if you do want to discover the data types, it's a bit slower. But the cool thing is that you have the real types, such as the number. And when you have done this configuration and you start the thing, you just start writing these kind of syntaxes. One other thing that I should point out is that we have items to get it in a plural way, but you can also do singular and then you just do item. and now we hover and you see there's only one. So thank you, that's all.